I think even just watching my videos from the very beginning of the program, that's one of the things that stands out first is how much happier I look now. My tonality, my confidence, everything has changed from just 9 weeks ago. Before the program, whenever you guys mentioned that quote that most men live in quiet desperation, that's exactly what I felt like. I felt like I was meant for more, that I was living someone else's life and that this couldn't be my life, that there must be more to this. And I think that's subconsciously, that was probably a big reason why I joined this program. I think what really pushed me was that I had just gotten out of a relationship. I was heartbroken and in retrospect, probably depressed. And I was a broken man. I had a lot of losses in trading the last few years. I went through a breakup and I think I was just looking for some kind of light at the end of the tunnel and that I knew something had to change. So this was maybe it felt like a last resort. First off, I've known Alan for a few years now, and that's a big reason why I've joined because I feel like I know him, I've seen him throughout the years, and there's consistency there with what he says, what he does, and what he teaches. And I've hung out with him a few times. I know the people he surrounds himself with, and I've always felt inferior. I've always had imposter syndrome when I hung out with him. So when I joined this program, I already came in with that mentality. And the first day when everyone was doing their intro, I was like, everyone sounds so much more impressive than I do. There's a few guys who look way more jacked than I do. And immediately I just thought, I don't belong here. Everyone here is a class above me. From the beginning, I told myself I was going to go all in. First, because I had invested a lot in myself. And second, I knew in order to change, I had to give it my all. If I wanted my life to change, I would have to go all in. And throughout the program, it pushed me. I mean, these were some of the hardest things I've ever done. And there was so much self-doubt along the way. A lot of times where I even thought maybe about dropping out and uncertainty that I would change at all, even going through the entire program. And throughout maybe the first half of it, my self-talk was just so nasty. And that was the way I got myself through half of the program was self-loathing, hating myself to get myself to do everything. And worked for a bit, but what I learned through this program is I was just burning myself. So halfway, I would say maybe, wow, week 5 or 6, I hit a low point. I saw everyone around me having these breakthrough moments and even seeing so much about them change, their business results, how they're carrying themselves, speaking, their confidence levels. And I saw everyone was changing at such a deep level, but I felt like I was maybe just exhibiting change on a very superficial level to try to show that I was keeping up with the group. And I came clean to the group about that I felt like I wasn't experiencing a transformation, that I was falling behind. And that was a dark moment for me because I started to lose hope that anything in my life would change. And that was when, that's the power of community. That was when people started reaching out to me. First, Chase called me right away and he told me about his experiences, what worked for him to start believing in himself. And then you reached out to me as well and told me about your belief in me. And then I had a conversation with Alan also that helped me release a lot of trauma that I was holding inside. And after those 3 conversations, planted a seed in me of self-belief that I was on the edge of some kind of change. But what really pushed me across was discovering my why. Alan said something to me, and I'm convinced this one line changed my life forever. He was asking me about my past relationships, and I told him that I had a pattern of just being nasty to my past partners. Even though I love them, I could be so judgmental, critical, condescending, and just be mean sometimes. And he said to me, doesn't this sound exactly like how you talk to and treat yourself? And when he said that, everything changed. I realized I will never be able to have a healthy relationship with a woman, with a partner, with my future kids, with my parents, any friends and family, if I don't change the way I view myself, talk to myself, if I don't learn to love myself first. And once I understood that was my why, that I had to do this was literally life or death for me, then it really became easy to buy into everything that we were doing in this program to develop that self-belief, to change how I viewed myself. So I think that was really the key for me. For 4 or 5 weeks, every morning in my meditations, I was doing affirmations, visualizations, telling myself that I'm the greatest, I am the best, I'm always right, I'm better than everybody else, that I'm a savage, a conqueror, but I felt like I was just trying to lie to myself. And once I understood my why and how important it was to really see myself this way, I started to slowly believe it. And I started to walk around outside as if I truly am a benevolent king, that I am the greatest thing to ever walk this earth, and that getting everything I wanted in life was my destiny. And after 9, 10 weeks, now I truly believe that. There is no doubt in my mind that I will get whatever I want. I will have the life that I want, that I already do, actually. And that I am that person, that person I've been trying to convince myself that I was for so long. I feel it deep within. There's a certainty. There's no doubt now. And that's changed everything for me. How I view myself is how I'll express myself in all areas of life, with women, in my job, in trading now. And I walk around every day, this whole week, walking around with this stupid smile on my face that I can't wipe off, and nobody can wipe off. And I have no idea where it's coming from, except that I truly love myself now. And I feel so comfortable with myself, so good about myself. And I have this unshakable confidence that I know who I am. And whatever happens, I got this. And this isn't going away. I can't even imagine how I lived before. I feel emotional even just think about this right now. I feel deep sadness for how I treated myself for 35 years of my life, that I would never want to treat anybody else this way. I would never want anybody to ever feel this way, much less for 35 years. And that's what I subjected myself to. And I'm never going back to that. There is no going back now. I love who I am. I love myself. And everyone who is part of my life going forward, I'm loving them the same way also, because I have the capacity to now. And I didn't before. But yeah, that's what makes me the happiest, that I'll never go back to treating myself that way again. I'll never go back to treating other people that way again. Yeah, so at my day job, I do have a leadership position, but I never truly felt like I was a leader. I think throughout my life, people have really tried to push me to be a leader. And I would always tell myself, I'm not. I was not born to be a leader. I don't have the ability to become one, even if I wanted to. No one would believe it. And since this program, I've had people look at me, coming to me for answers, telling me that they've seen something change within me. And the most important thing, though, is that I believe it myself. I see it as my duty now that I'm a protector and a provider, whether my job, anywhere else. And in my current job, that if there's a problem, I'm the one who will fix it. I'm the one who will solve it. And yeah, the confidence is there now that I can handle whatever comes at me. And that I'm the one who will step up and needs to step up for everybody else. Yeah, my trading journey has been going on for 4 or 5 years now. And those were some of the darkest moments of my life. Very dark. The thoughts I were having are as bad as they can get for a person. And now there's no doubt in my mind that I will be a successful trader, that I actually already am. I have all the tools, the abilities to be one. And it's just a matter of time now. There's a certainty in me that no matter what I pursue in life, you give me enough time, I'm going to get it done. There is no question of if it's getting done or not. I will succeed because I am relentless. I don't quit. And this program gave me so much of that belief. So now trading, it's not even about the money or, the financial or location freedom that it'll give me. It represents self-mastery to me. And there's no doubt in my mind that I will be able to master trading. I will be able to master myself. Man, prior to this program, even outside of relationships, just approaching women, I was terrified of approaching women. I was not capable of approaching a beautiful woman on the street, talking to them like a normal person, much less get their number. I couldn't even hold a normal conversation, to be honest. And there was always this doubt in my mind that, I wasn't sure if I date someone, I'm not sure if it's because I chose to be with this person or if it's because this is the person that I can get that's available to me. And I think, I know this program has completely dispelled that fear that whoever I choose to be in my life, it is purely my choice. It's not because I'm settling. Just in these 9 weeks, the way I'm able to talk to women, approach women on the street, it just feels completely natural now. It feels fun. I can be present in the situation in just pure amusement and enjoy it rather than just literally shaking and constantly thinking about what I'm going to say next, tripping up over my words. But beyond that, what's even more important is that I'm confident in the way that I'm able to show up in a serious relationship now, that I'm able to be a man. I think in past relationships, I failed at the key responsibility of a man to provide safety and stability for a woman, physically, emotionally, in every single way. And I realize now that's where I failed. But there's no doubt in my mind now that I will be able to fully express my masculinity. I will be able to choose whoever I want to be. I'll be able to keep them happy and keep them feeling safe emotionally. There's no doubt in my mind now. None at all. And it's all thanks to this program. Ultimately, I think being the leader of my future family, that's probably the most important thing to me. I think that's what unlocked my transformation, is understanding that that is my why, that I have to become that. Otherwise, I will never be able to maintain a healthy, happy relationship with my future partner and my future children. That I don't want to pass on the traumas that I experienced as a child onto my future children. And I have full confidence in myself now that I will be able to be a leader in my future family. And I even see myself taking on that role now with my current family, with my parents, my brother, that I can be that rock, I can be the stability there, and I can be the one to help us heal and have a happy, healthy relationship moving forward. One of the highlights for me, and I understand now why community is so important, it was seeing other people's breakthroughs. It was seeing other guys at one point being so certain that they weren't able to do something, and then in the next moment, see them accomplish that and see a switch flip in their brain that they realize they're so much more capable of anything than they ever thought. And that's one of the highlights for me because I know how good that feels. I experienced that too. And I want every man in the world to experience that as well. To develop that certainty in themselves, they know who they are, that they're capable of anything, that they can handle anything. So yeah, that's one of my favorite things about the program, is seeing other men experience that, reach their potential, and know that there's even more beyond it. So first of all, I was extremely skeptical of coaching before because I've seen other coaches and I've seen a lot of charlatans who don't practice what they preach. I've seen other coaches, I've lived with them, and I've seen how they live on a day-to-day basis, and they're completely incongruent. They're completely out of alignment with themselves. I've known Alan for maybe 5 years now, and I've seen him develop over the years, make mistakes, everything. And I've seen how he's changed and actually puts into practice everything that he preaches, everything that he teaches other men. He walks the path himself. And that was what was most important to me. Everything that we did in this program, he would do himself. And he will challenge anybody at those. There is no letting up with him. He's relentless. He's ruthless. And I respect that so much about him. To me, that's important in a leader. I need to know that they're going to push just as hard as I am, even harder. And that's Alan. So I know he's the real deal. And that gave me the comfort level and the confidence to be vulnerable and allow myself to be coached by him. I felt like I could trust him because he walked this path himself, that he wasn't full of shit. The coaching itself, I would say that every man needs coaching. It's absolutely essential because each of us were so good at creating stories in our minds, creating limiting beliefs. And you need someone like Alan who's able to see through that, see through your mask and call you out on all your bullshit, but have also walked the path themselves so they know how to get through to the other side. And that's really what Alan has done for me. He's cut through all the bullshit that I've been telling myself for 35 years of my life. He's helped me remove my mask and live as my most authentic self, live in true alignment with myself. And I'm certain that I would not have been able to do that without any coaching. First of all, I think the effectiveness is 10 out of 10 because I've seen every single man in our group, in our cohort, go through a transformation. And for myself, the effectiveness is a 10 out of 10 because I've seen my own transformation, and even just the things that I've revealed, the level of vulnerability I've gone into in these one-on-one sessions with Alan. I've never been that vulnerable in my life with anybody. I've never cried that much in front of anybody in my entire life. And he has a special ability to get you to open up and get to the core of what's holding you back, of what is causing you all this pain, of getting straight to the trauma and helping you release all of it so that you're free to be your truest self. Prior to this, I would never post anything like that on social media. I would never post a video of myself talking into a camera. I used to think that was for people who are incredibly vain and just full of themselves. And one thing this program taught me is that I should be full of myself. I should be so in love with myself that I'm willing to talk into a camera and show myself to the entire world because I'm worthy and I have a lot to share with the world. And actually going through with it, sharing parts of my story on social media, that was key in releasing a lot of guilt and shame. In telling my story and letting the world know the darkest parts of me, the most shameful parts of me, now I genuinely feel like I have nothing to hide. Anybody, a stranger or my closest friends, they can come to me and ask me any question about me. I will tell them the truth. I have nothing left to hide. And that's incredibly freeing. I said in one of the videos, fuck what other people think. I think I was trying to fake it till I made it when I was saying that in the video, but once I posted it up there, I genuinely stopped caring about what other people thought of me. And the feedback was incredible. I had people reaching out to me that I haven't talked to in years that I never even really knew, and they were telling me things that they were ashamed of. They were thanking me for allowing them to open up about subjects that brought them a lot of shame. Thanking me for being vulnerable because that would allow someone else to be vulnerable themselves. So it was an incredibly gratifying experience and something I'm going to continue doing because we owe it to ourselves, all of us, to be 100% authentic to the rest of the world. Throughout this program, even though I don't want to depend on validation from other people, it was an important tool in this process. It gave me evidence so that I could really believe in the things that I was telling myself, that I am a leader, that I am great, that I am destined for greatness. Because to hear the opinions of people that I respect and to see that they respected me, it held up a mirror for me to see myself in a way that I wasn't able to see myself in for most of my life. Something that I will never forget, that I always carry with me, is that I was delusional for 35 years of my life, delusional about who I was. How I saw myself versus how other people saw me was as far off as it could be. And once I realized that, I made the choice, and I continue to make the choice in every moment to be delusional about myself, but in the other way, to be completely delusional about my greatness, about what a badass I am, what a savage I am, because no one else is going to believe it like I do. And if I continue to believe it, I will manifest life that way. Everything I want, the person I want to become will happen because that's already me. First of all, the fact that you're even on the fence right now, you must be one of these guys like me living in quiet desperation. And I will just say that you have nothing left to lose. So just do it, right? Push yourself, because the only way you're going to change is to constantly do things that scare you, that push you out of your comfort zone, to have a community to support you when you fall and to inspire you with their own greatness, and to have a coach like Alan who's walked this path and can show you the way, who believes in that caged lion within you and can show you the keys to unlock that lion. So just do it. And if you want like a rational reason to believe it, I've seen many guys in this program make a positive ROI in these 9 weeks, right? So there's literally nothing to lose. Man, Nico was someone who intimidated me from day one. I mean, he's ex-Australian Special Forces. He's physically intimidating. You see him, my gosh, the workouts that you see him do, it's terrifying. It's unbelievable that someone's capable of doing that. But he's so accessible and relatable and so generous with his support of other people. And I think that was really important to me. The fact that this guy who I respected and was so intimidated of would support me, validate me along the way, it gave me a lot of confidence to continue doing these difficult, scary things. And also it showed me that this guy who I had put on a pedestal also goes through the same fears, also has the same insecurities, experiences life the same way. And it just showed me that I'm just as capable of being someone like that. And John, I would not have achieved the transformation I did in this program without John. He has a unique gift to see a person for who he truly is and to be able to deliver the truths that I needed to hear about myself. And he just understands people so well when they need to be pushed, when they need to be supported, when they need to hear the hard truths, or when they just need a friend. I consider him to be a really close friend now because he was always there for me. And he has this incredible compassion and empathy where it allows you to open up and feel like there's always someone there supporting you and believing in you. And in the beginning, when I didn't cultivate that belief in myself yet, it was so critical to have someone else believe in me. So yeah, I'm incredibly grateful to John, and I feel very lucky that I got to work with him in this program. Yeah, I have such a belief in this program, in the coaches, in Alan, in John, and Nico, that I'm willing to do whatever to support this program because I know it's going to change the lives of a lot of men. I know the impact this makes. I truly believe like this is going to save lives and will change the world. It's creating men who will become leaders. You know, there's a saying that we use constantly in this program: a rising tide raises all ships. And every single one of us in this program has become that rising tide for other people in our lives outside of this program. So the impact of this program is exponential. The other thing that I really appreciated about this program is that I came into this with 7 other strangers, and I feel a brotherhood with them now. I feel a deep connection with them and just a deep sense of gratitude and joy and pride that I got to share this experience with such high quality, high value men. And that's been one of the greatest joys for me. And this program, even though it was a 9-10 weeks, the impact of this program will go far beyond that. Everything I gain from this program is for life. The discipline, all the challenges, I see how important they are. I see how important it is to continue to do things that terrify me, that challenge me. So I'm continuing to do this every single day for the rest of my life. And I see it as my duty now to help to be that rising tide and lift up as many other people along the way now, to lift up everyone that comes in contact with me in my life.